because Jan posted it. So I think we're going. We're live, I believe.
Guys,
Are you there?
can you hear me?
Guys? There's probably not anyone in here yet, but one sec.
I just I'm moving into the living room to watch the draft. I thought I grabbed my beer. It turns out I grabbed the remainder of my Rockstar that I drank this morning before I went to the optometrist.
Ooh,
And I just downed a huge swig of Rockstar that's been sitting out on the counter for like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Ooh, thought that was something else.
It's gonna be a different kind of rally tonight.
Went down a little. Ooh,
a little.
nothing like
A little.
flat Rockstar that you chug.
That's nasty. Alright. So we only got like... Yo, Grape. Thanks for joining us, brother. You watching the draft? Oh, Maddie Stafford on the TV. It's going to be hard looking at all three screens, but we're going to make it happen. Oh, Roger Goodell. Enough of him already.
Oh, I think I'm a little behind.
Hey, there's Jan. A little behind on the actual draft.
Maybe I feel like because Stafford just came up for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe just a little bit. East Coast gets it first, just like the Sun.
Stafford is one of the most fortunate humans in the history of sports. You know, he got drafted right before they changed the salary cap to where they limited how much he can make.
Oh, yeah.
So not only was he one of the last guys to get like a $70 million rookie contract, he also came up for his extension earlier than guys do now. So he's going to go down as one of the highest compensated quarterbacks in NFL history.
That's
because
amazing.
the guys that were before him, they, that was before contracts got crazy huge. And the guys who came after him, they got capped for their first 5 seasons. And yeah, he's going to end up making like $500 million in his career, which is, he's a good quarterback, but I don't know if he's a $500 million. I mean, that's like LeBron James type money, you know?
Oh, yeah. That's absolutely insane. So we got Gretz in the building. We got Robert. Jan's here. What's going on, Jan? We got Rye in the building. Dot in the building. Jolly the Mums thing. I was, I guess, slightly confused on... I think that's sales for tonight, and then we're going to spin a wheel. But I don't think the wheel's tonight. At least that's not my understanding. But we'll make the wheel happen Sunday if that's the case.
I didn't realize the stream had already started. Good grief.
Oh yeah, I thought I said something, but that's all right.
Well, I thought you meant you were firing up.
It was that you were too jacked up on Rockstar. You forgot.
Yeah. So who we got tonight? Chargers, Raiders. Tell me what's the challenge this week to win some meat?
This week is... What is this week's challenge? Is it wide receivers, running backs, and tight ends, I think. And I'd have to... Jan, what's this week's challenge? He can tell us in the chat. I know it has something to do with receiving. I don't know if it's yards or catches. It might be most catches, because it's including running backs as well.
Wow, look at that draft, dude. Look how many people there. Is that Vegas?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's Vegas.
Where is that?
That's France. You see, that was the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, okay, they're in Paris. Wow, I didn't know
Las Vegas.
Where is that setup? Is that downtown?
Most catches. Yeah, I think so. I think B's there right now too. Behavioral B. She's in Vegas for the draft.
Oh yeah. She's involved in another NFL project that is throwing a party out there. Yes. This is where we got. Yeah, we have to have a draft party.
Yeah. Oh, we'll be there. We'll be there one day.
Somebody in the chat, let me know where is the actual. I know it's in Las Vegas, but what part of Las Vegas is it being held downtown? Is it being held? Surely it's not on the Strip. There's not enough space for something like that.
Guess you never know, but yeah. Well, wait a second, see what they say.
Well, there is a new part of the Strip that I say new. It's probably built 8 years ago now. Maybe they've got space for it there.
Maybe. So I think tonight, since 3 of the questions are like actual trivia, I'll ask this first question, but maybe let you choose which answer you like the best. I'll read them off for you. We'll make it about Rally tonight.
Rally night football
That's
trivia.
what I'm
Okay.
saying. That's what I'm saying. And we'll probably do it pretty soon here, because we're gonna be talking
Do,
draft and watching draft. So
do we ever
there's
figure
so
out what
much. There's
the
so much going on.
yeah what's the sound? Can we figure that out? Is it based on
Yes,
reception
most
yards?
catches. Most catches.
Okay,
For
and it could be
but,
a
but
receiver, tight end, running back.
correct. Those are the 3, I believe. Big Papa, thanks for joining, man. Appreciate you. All right, guys, we're just going to ask the first question, get this thing rolling in the first quarter here. But we want to know what your favorite draft day memory is and why. And I'll read them off for Rally, and he'll pick his favorite one.
Oh, good. I like it.
Yeah. And then the next 3 quarters are going to be like legitimate trivia. So, but I don't think they're very Googleable, which I like.
Yeah, I try to
If
make
they
them a
do,
little bit.
yeah, if they Google, it's going to take them a bit.
Don't
At
Google.
least I would think. Stop Googling.
Have some integrity.
I'll share some integrity with you guys. All right. We got, ooh, nice little move. Is that Jackson? Oh, it's Eckler. No, Eckler was 30. What number is Jackson? I love Eckler. I lost track of his number. Oh, yeah. Tell him, Jan.
What we got any draft stories here? I mean, I'm the judge, but I haven't heard anything yet.
No, I haven't seen anything yet. It's a little slow tonight. I'm sure people are actually watching the draft. Ooh. Eckler with a catch. Speaking of catches, anyone got any favorite draft day memories out there? It's Loyalty Thursday. Oh, Scat says Georgia Bulldog Matt Stafford going number 1 overall. You would, Scat.
Is Scat is he the one that has the Herschel Walker and he puts on his watch? The NFC?
Oh, probably. Yep. Yeah, when he goes to the games.
But did he go to the Alabama Georgia game? And I think he flashed the watch in the stadium. That was pretty.
He must have.
Yeah,
Big Papa says he's been LOLing at the CD Lamb phone away from his girlfriend. I don't know if I saw that.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that live, but what was that? Like his girlfriend tried to check his text or something, or he?
Oh, jeez.
He pulled no. He had a second cell phone or something like that. He pulled it out of his.
Oh, wow. He had like a burner phone.
Yeah, yeah. It's like the one with his other girls are texting him on like, "Congrats, baby."
Jan says Takaris McKenzie talk about his dog, which is named Codeine. Oh my god.
Can I, since people are still writing theirs, can I give you one of my favorite draft memories?
Of course.
So I had the day off Thursday. I just moved to Nashville. I think I told this story already. But I woke up at like, normally I'm a late riser. I'm a 10, 11 o'clock guy on a day off, maybe even a 2:30 p.m. guy. Well, the day of the draft, I wake up at like 7:30, ready to go. I'm like pre-gaming in the kitchen as I'm warming
Christmas.
up. I'm warming up like Jimmy Dean sausages or something, and I'm drinking some beers. And by the time I got downtown at 10:30, 11, and bars were opening up, I'm taking tequila shots. I missed the entire draft. I was up the bar by like 4 p.m. I think the draft started at 8:30.
Classic Rally.
Well, it rained that day anyway.
Gret says, as a Packers fan, his favorite memory was the Bears trading up to draft Mitch Trubisky and passing on Mahomes and Watson. Made our lives a lot easier.
Yeah, that was not the move.
I sense some sarcasm. Big Papa said, yeah, he pulls the phone away from her and gives a look.
Yeah, I remember that. I didn't see it live.
Check it out. I gotta check it out. Jolly says, Oh,
Sorry, go
Peyton.
ahead.
Jolly says has to be 98 when Colts picked Peyton Manning instead of Ryan Leaf. Ooh, yeah, that's big time.
Yeah, there's a Ryan Leaf's actually a really interesting guy. He's gotten sober, a lot of people know the story. But if you hear, there was an article about him that's like 10 or 15 pages long, written by his agent at the time, that kind of tells the whole story of Ryan Leaf. They had a falling out, and the guy just blasted him for like a 15-page article in like Sports Illustrated or something. If you ever want to read a really cool NFL story, read that one. It's like some inside info on like what a jerk Ryan Leaf used to be.
Oh, jeez. Yeah,
I
that
actually,
does sound intriguing.
I used to play basketball with a guy that played with Ryan Leaf for the Chargers. He was a running back at NC State. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he was on the team, and he ended up backing up Edgerrin James for like a year in Indianapolis. Tremaine Stevens was his name.
Name sounds
And
familiar.
he was involved in that game where Ryan Leaf went 1 for 15 with 4 interceptions and 2 fumbles for 4 yards.
Woof.
I mean, and I mentioned it to him, and he just looked at me like, "You know about that?" I was like, "Of course I know about that. That's the most that's the most infamous game of all time." Like after he not failed out of the league, but after he had like 3 seasons in the league, he came back to finish up a graduate degree or something. I used to hang out with him, or not. I used to play
nice.
with him 3-on-3. He's a super nice dude.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
yeah, he's like that game. I mean, was just. I mean, he's like, I've never seen anything like that. How do you go 1 for 15 with 4 yards in the NFL?
Ew. Yeah, that's a quick exit right there.
I think he actually had a tackle in that game. I think he's like, yeah, I had a tackle.
Like after a pick. Hey, at least he stopped one. We got a touchdown by the Chargers already. I think it was Cook. And then we got some stuff in the chat. Are you make sure you keep in mind what your favorite answer is. Don't maybe don't lead them on which one your favorite answer is. But we got to pick one at the end too.
It can't be Rally going to the draft and passing out before the draft started. That no sucking up to get credit.
Nope, can't do that. Jan says his favorite was when Indy took Luck. Grape Daddy says Browns drafting Miles. Stan, what's up? Appreciate you joining, brother.
There's an answer here.
Oh, did you see Ice Cube up on the stage? I need to we're not even paying attention to the draft. It's hard to do all this at the same time.
There's an answer here that would be my winner, and if somebody says it, I'll just pretty much give it to them because I think it is
I feel that.
It's a pretty famous moment, and I actually saw somebody harken back to it. I was watching Instagram or TikTok or something yesterday, and somebody threw it up there. And I was like,
Kevin K says Mel Kiper going ham when the Colts took Trevor Albert. I also drank 9 Dr. Peppers and 37 pizza rolls that day.
Trevor Albert? That was that like 93? How long ago was that?
I don't even know.
Trevor Albert, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, 9 Dr. Peppers and 37 pizza rolls that day. That's very specific.
How old was he?
Kevin K, full disclosure. How old? I'll find out here in a sec. Maybe. You don't have to tell us how old you are. You're showing your age.
I didn't think the draft was televised when Trev Albert got picked.
Stan, the question is favorite draft day memory and why? And then the next 3 trivia questions are going to be legit draft day or college/NFL trivia. They're
tough too. I already showed them to you. They're tough questions, are they not?
No, they had to. Yep, they had to go through my. I had to make sure that they were legit.
Well, I want to make sure a real NFL fan wins the East.
Oh yeah, I don't know if those would be tricky for me. Especially a couple of them I'd be like, oh yeah, guess I'm pulling out the phone for the old Google. Derrick Henry going in the 2nd round in 2016.
Yeah, he slipped because people were like, he can't catch passes. And, the league was kind of trending that way towards, well, not trending, it had already gone that direction where you needed to be able to catch passes. And then he gets to the league, and they're like, by the way, he runs a 4.440, and he's like 260 pounds. You don't have to catch passes if you do that.
Yeah, jeez. Wait, what? Who are we talking about? Oh, Derrick
Derrick
Henry.
Henry.
Yeah, sorry. I looked over at the
draft.
draft and I was like, wait, who's that big and that fast? But yeah, no, that makes sense.
I have a friend
Keenan with
who
the
ran
catch.
into he ran into Derrick Henry one night downtown at a bar, and he's like, I mean, this guy played, pretty high level high school sports, was from Los Angeles. It's like, I've been next to some pretty big guys in my life. Derrick Henry looked like he could have just body slammed anyone I've ever met. I mean, that guy's just like his calves were like busting out of his jeans,
Yeah, the guy's oh my god, he's a monster. I remember when he did like absolutely nothing the entire. Well, I think I drafted him early, had like a good game or two that one season, and then he did absolutely nothing the whole year. And then I decided to start him as my flex in the first round of the playoffs, and he went off for like 240 yards and 4 touchdowns or something insane. And then he just destroyed the entire fantasy playoffs. It was amazing. And then after that was when like his career actually started, and now he just does that all the time.
Yep. Yeah, I faded him in a showdown one night, and I had, I think it was a Thursday night game, so I had a decent amount of change on it. $200-300, not like enough that like you don't want to get killed. And I faded him completely, and I played the other running back. He was in a timeshare. I had a lot of lineups with the other running back, and it was the first night Derrick Henry like ran for 200 yards, and the other guy had I can't remember who the other guy was. Do you remember? He was in a timeshare for his, I think his first or maybe his second season, and the other guy had like 18 yards, and Derrick Henry had like 220.
Oh,
Whoops!
jeez. Yeah, nope.
Not only did I not cash a single DraftKings lineup, I didn't even come in the top.
Did they have Murray? Didn't they have like DeMarco Murray or something at one point?
They did have him at one point, but that's not who the
That's
time.
not who it was. Yeah. I think the Jags are getting close to making their pick. They only got 4 minutes left. Have to keep an eye on that.
So I saw on DraftKings last night. I was looking at the odds, and that defensive end from was the SEC school? Is it Florida? He was minus 450 to go number 1.
They're just showing a guy from Georgia that was a defensive.
Georgia, yeah. That's it.
Yeah, so Scat's probably looking at him, and Scat also said George Pickens, wide receiver from Georgia, will be the steal of the draft, coming off an ACL.
Let me explain something to you. If you bet on anyone to go in the draft at minus 450, number 1, that's not Peyton Manning or Andrew Luck,
not a quarterback.
You are going to lose money in the long run. Because that's just insane. I mean, that is minus 450. And the chances of you have to be right almost 80% of the time to even break even there, and at least 20% of the time that draft pick's going to get traded and somebody's going to take someone else. Like, why would anyone bet 450 to win $100 on that? What a bad bet.
Yeah, that's silly. Oh, we got a pick 6 in the game, and that's the end of the quarter, so you're going to have to... Well, Stan got a quick one in at the end. He said, when Drew Pearson came out to announce the Cowboys' next pick in their rival city, Philly, he had the most epic announcement praising the Cowboys in Philly, and the whole crowd was booing the whole time. But that was the end of the quarter, so you got to... If you remember one you liked.
I'm going to have to go CD Lamb. I'm going to have to go with that. That was the best story. I don't think that's the absolute best. I think you could have been...
I think that was Big Papa.
Big Papa.
Nice. Congrats, Big Papa. Big Papa. Pig Papa.
Now, let me tell you what I would have selected. If anyone had mentioned it, it would have been the automatic winner. The night Laramie Tunsil was about to go number 1 overall, and someone posted a picture of him smoking weed in a gas mask.
Oh, actually, someone did say that. I'm not going to lie. Somebody said that. Oh, Robert Yacht said that. I missed that. Laramie Tunsil's bong mask. I don't know if I said it out loud or if you missed it.
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I might have just forgot to say it out loud. But sorry, Big Papa. But Robert said the one that Rally picked.
That is the best story.
I was gonna say it. I was thinking it myself because I keep seeing people posting the pictures and stuff.
Yeah, the gas mask one was... He dropped from number 1 to number 10 in the draft. It cost him like $20 million. Maybe we could split the prize? I don't want to...
I'm sure they can figure something out.
Okay, we'll think of a way to make that right.
Sorry about that. You got into one of your stories, and I forgot to mention it after. I'm like literally
Well, this
looking back and
one's
forth
pretty
between
good,
three
too.
screens. Who did the Jags take? Did we miss it?
Trevon Walker.
Bobby Cruise Ship.
Trevon Walker.
Is that what
The
it was?
defensive end from Georgia. I
Yep.
think that pick
Oh my
is not
God,
going to work
another
out
pick.
great.
For the Jags.
I just feel like I know very little about this guy, so I don't want to say that was a dumb pick. But from the people I kind of respect, trust, feel like they've really done their homework, it seems like Hutchinson is the better pick. And the Jags have such a dismal track record of drafting. I can't trust anything they do.
That's fair
I mean,
enough. That's very fair.
I can't think of 5 good picks they've made. They've made Tony Baselli, Fred Taylor.
Ooh, yeah,
I mean,
that's a good one. Did they draft
they
Jimmy?
don't have a lot. They don't have a good history here.
Jimmy Smith? I don't know if they drafted him or not.
This was, I think they got him in the expansion draft. I could be wrong about that. I think they got him and Mark Brunell in the expansion draft. Because I think Jimmy Smith was originally was he a Packer?
I'm honestly not sure. I only
Yeah, I
remember
think-
him in Jaguars uniform for some reason.
Well,
Maybe it's just because
yeah,
of Jan's FNP.
I think he was like a practice squad player or something that ended up in the I don't think he was a 95 draft pick. I could be wrong about that.
I don't know.
He was a nobody, but he
Yeah. So, do you want to ask your trivia question? It might, if no one Googles it, it might take a while. But even if people have to start Googling it, it might take a while. So,
yeah, let's which one do you think I should go with first?
you can just do them in the order that you sent them to me if you want.
Okay, all right.
So, next trivia question, guys. Rally's about
Next
to ask.
trivia question.
Legit trivia.
What head coach is credited with installing the first quote-unquote vertical offense?
First coach to install the quote-unquote vertical offense.
Don't Google it if you can help it.
Well, I need to look at the answer that you sent me, so I know who it is. Okay. Oh, I like that name too. It's very fitting.
I'm
I'm glad I didn't just say it out loud.
Is anybody answering in the chat? Make sure.
No,
you're
not yet.
monitoring.
I'm monitoring. There's the delay, and also I'm not sure people are gonna know this off the top of their head.
There's somebody here. I think.
Maybe. I wouldn't know it.
This is a tough question.
You guys might end up having to Google, and I wouldn't blame you. Someone said Landry.
This one's tricky.
It is tricky. Landry is Tony Dungy. Yeah, people are just throwing out guesses, so we like that. We like that. At some point, we might have to go 3, 2, 1, Google. Mike Martz. Nope, sorry.
Hutchinson's going to go number 2.
Oh, another pick. We're going the other way. Las Vegas to the house. Unless Herbert. Ooh, Herbert's got his Jets on.
Herbert is fast, but not fast enough.
No, he's like the same speed as that guy. Bill
that
Walsh.
his second pick,
Sorry,
too?
Gretz.
Aiden Hutchinson is a good-looking dude. I mean, that guy has probably picked up chicks since he was 6 years old. I like that suit he's wearing, too.
Oh, this guy over here. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong screen. Yeah, this guy's looking pretty dapper.
Oh, that's his girlfriend? Yeah, okay.
Scat says Shula. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, what is he wearing? That pendant on his neck could, like, cut his aorta or something.
Yeah, careful guy. If he trips and falls, that could be it.
That suit is man, I tell you what. He is
Oh,
looking...
well, I don't... So, someone got it right. Grape, did you Google
was
it? Did you Google? Grape Daddy got it. Grape Daddy said the right answer.
Did Grape Daddy Google it?
I don't know.
Be honest, Grape.
I think he guessed... Did he guess? He said Tony Dungy, just a guess, and then came back and said the right answer.
Yeah, come on, be honest. You Googled it. Here,
that
here's what I think would be fair.
that one's like you gotta Google.
I think what would be fair here is if maybe he split the prize money with Big Papa, since he Googled it and Big Papa kind of deserves some money for the.
I mean,
the,
these are rally rules. You can make up whatever you want, I guess, on Rally Night Football. You talk to Jan about that.
Yeah, I think we're going to find a way that Big Papa doesn't get shut out there, but we also want to give credit to the Tunsil answer because that is the right answer.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair. We'll figure it out. I'll give Big Papa something if I gotta.
You're right. We can't shut him out because he came up with a good one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He did. It was a great one. But it was my fault for not reading the one answer that was the answer.
How about worst moments for me how about that? This is not a trivia question, but throw it out there. What's the draft pick that your team made that you knew was stupid that you wish they hadn't made? For me, it was taking Tim Biakabatuka over Eddie George. What happened is Eddie George was a monster in college. He was at Ohio State. Well, the last game of the season, they played Michigan, and we sent all our scouts there to watch Ohio State, Michigan. With the thought process, we need a running back. We're going to take Eddie George. Tim Biakabatuka had like 313 yards that day. And everybody walked away like, what was that? Who is that guy? Well, anyway, long story short, we drafted Tim Biakabatuka. He held out all training camp. By the time we got his deal done, he came in, tears his ACL in like his first preseason game or something. Just never really panned out. He did have 4 good games one season before he got hurt. But Eddie George, I mean, everyone knows that story. 10,000-yard rusher, made a Super Bowl, 5-6 years straight in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, Grape admitted to Googling.
Okay. And did he get the right answer?
Oh, yeah. He said Coryell.
Don Coryell, the Air Coryell offense. So he is actually kind of the godfather of the modern passing game. He started what's called the vertical offense. They were the first team to really air it out in the 70s,
He's
late
like
70s.
the three-pointer of football.
Correct, yeah. And if you remember Kellen Winslow.
That is correct.
Kellen Winslow, a lot of guys
refer
to him as the greatest tight end
Wait,
of all
senior?
time. Huh?
Talking about, you mean senior?
Senior, the greatest tight end of all time,
Yes.
but by some people's standards, certainly one of the first. Mike Ditka was probably the first famous tight end. Kellen was probably the first really, really big receiving tight end. And they kind of started off the passing offense. Just a little bit of history there for you.
No, that's awesome. I learned something. I knew no one was going to know it, but it was an awesome question.
Well, the Chargers are on the stream tonight, so I thought we might have a
Well, Kevin just guessed it, and I don't know if he realized somebody else already guessed it. But he's throwing out answers still, and Air Coryell was one of them.
I bet you if Brent were on the stream, he's an old school
Oh,
football fan.
that's true. Yeah, he's a busy man, so he makes it when he can.
Did whatever happened with Debo? Did that trade with Elijah Mitchell and the Jets?
It sounded like they were gonna end up trying to keep him.
Okay.
That was the last I heard. It made it sound like they didn't want to let him go.
Give them a lot, first, second, fourth.
Yeah, it'd be good for 49ers, but awful for Debo.
Yeah, I don't think you want to end there.
No. Gret says the Packers drafting Tony Mandarich over Barry Sanders. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know how I feel about that one.
Too soon?
No. But it wasn't just Barry Sanders. If you look, that's one of the most loaded draft classes of all time.
What year is that?
88 or 89, maybe?
Oh, good year. I was born in 88.
89, I think, was the draft class. Yeah, if you look at the top 10 there, it's the who's who of good players, and Tony Mandarich is not one of them.
No. I'm going to take a quick peek. It must have been 89. A couple good ones here in 88, though. Michael Irvin, Sterling Sharp, Tim Brown.
Yeah, look at 89 and read off the
Yeah,
top.
let's go 89 here. That was a little underwhelming the year I was born. But I wasn't born
Maybe
yet for that draft. This would have been my first draft, 89.
Mandarich went number 2, if I remember correctly.
All right. Sanders went 3. Yep, Mandarich 2. Troy Aikman went number 1.
Okay.
So let's keep
So
this
was that
going.
89 or?
Yep, the 89 was the.
Yeah, and look who else. Look who's after Sanders. I mean, read those names.
Derek Thomas, Deion Sanders.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eric Hill was pretty nice. Eric Metcalf was pretty nice.
I mean,
Steve Atwater.
Deion Sanders, Derek Thomas. I mean, Derek Thomas is arguably the best linebacker of the 90s. Deion is definitely the best corner of the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Aikman,
the most electrifying, at least.
One of the top 5 or 6 quarterbacks of the 90s. I mean, Barry Sanders is arguably the best running back of the 90s. I mean, you're talking about that is a loaded top 5.
Scat says Stingley off the board. Stingley. I'm going to learn about these guys right now. He went to LSU, it looks like. Nice.
I'd like to see us institute, and I haven't talked about this with Jan or something, but like just to get a little bit of excitement about the new FNPs coming out for the draft. Maybe like the first guy to get a sack or the first guy to score a touchdown or something, like wins a little bit of ETH, like something that everyone's going to be hyped out about on like opening day and makes the.
Dude, next season's going to be on a whole nother level. You don't even know yet. You guys just wait until next season. We're just making time go by here during the off season. Next season's going to be different.
Something where it's like there's a lot of speculation over like on week 1, like who's going to get that first touchdown or sack or.
Oh yeah, you're going to be fully immersed in football. Don't you worry. Oh, this is one of the higher scoring first halves that we've had too. 21-10. Chargers just doing work. 200 first half yards.
Yeah, I feel like see, what is this? My 4th week doing this. The
games
have been much more defensive, and finally, I kind of we got a lot going on with the draft here, and now the games are.
Yeah, there's so much going on the one time that we have to pay attention to other stuff. Well, we got a commercial in the draft, so we can pay attention, and then trivia questions over. Next one, no Googling. And if we can't figure it out, we'll come up with something else. But I think maybe this next one people will be able to figure out. Great Google.
I had a feeling because his first guest was Tony Dungy, who is really known for more of his running game.
Right, and also there was like a laughing roly face next to it too, like he definitely didn't know. And then he just rattles off the correct answer with his next guess.
Air Coryell.
Yep, I'll have to do some research on him later. Derek Stigley Jr. Was that the second? Oh, number 3. So Stigley went to the Texans. I missed the
I can
second
tell you
pick.
that whoever the Jets draft at 4th is probably going to be the wrong pick.
Oh, they're going to be a bust for sure.
Almost certain they're going to pick somebody they shouldn't pick.
Ooh, that was a nice play. Oh, I thought he was going to get more than that.
Anyone ever seen that montage on YouTube of the Jets? Like, it's like because the draft, for those who weren't around in the 90s, the draft was in New York every year for like 15, 20 years. So there's always a lot of Jets fans there, right? And they're always like doing the Jets, Jets, before their pick. Yes. And like there was like a 6-year run where they just picked the wrong player every time, and you see all the Jets fans
just go
put their heads in their hands and boo, and just all these audible groans.
We might be getting ready to see that right now. They're up next.
What was the tight end they picked? Was his name
Kyle? It says their pick is in. I think they're about to tell us.
Look at that. Last 5 seasons, Jets and the Giants. Two New York teams, worst record in the league, tied.
Yeah, woof.
That's bad. That's so bad.
It says their pick is in. What are you making us wait for?
I hope it's not the NC State guy. Please don't take the NC State guy.
How far do they
Just
think Malik's dropping? That guy seems cool.
Yeah, I've got a lot to say with Malik. I think he's got a real good chance to go into the Panthers number 6. I hope we take him.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
There's some guys saying he could fall in the top 20. I cannot see it. I think someone will trade up into the teens to get Malik if he even goes past the Panthers.
Would he be the first quarterback? You think?
I do think so, yeah.
Yeah, there's not too many from what I understand.
Well, Pickett from Pittsburgh is like, he's a guy that I think will fall to the 20s. I cannot see Malik falling that far. I think he's going to go in the top 15, and I wouldn't be shocked if the Panthers take him at 6. Ooh, I like that Jets helmet.
Jets are just going to take him down and say, screw you, Wilson. What's going on in the game? What do we got?
Please
It's
don't
almost
take
halftime. Almost halftime. Oh, the
don't take
pick is
the
in.
NC State. Don't take the NC State. I don't want him going to the Jets. It's just a death sentence for everybody's career.
Sauce. Oh, dude, I remember. This is the guy who wears that necklace that says sauce. I remember him. Nice.
I like the suit.
Now, I remember seeing a little bit about him on SportsCenter or something. Seems legit, so that might not be a terrible pick.
I'm not a fan of taking corners in the top 10. I've seen too many of them just not really do anything, and I've seen way too many second, third rounders who emerge out of it. I mean, even Darrelle Revis was like a 4th rounder. I've seen too many guys come out of the later rounds to be really good, and too many guys in the top 15 not do anything.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, the greatest of all time got drafted in the 6th round. Kai says Paxton Lynch by the Broncos. Yeah, don't remind me. We're terrible with quarterbacks. I don't get how we do it. We're just like, oh yeah, we'll wait 8 years and then we'll get one of the best in the league and then maybe win a Super Bowl, and then we're just gonna have duds in between.
You guys got Tim Tebow one year.
That was honestly one of the most exciting years of football as a Broncos fan, but he was not a great quarterback.
He was terrible.
We got shit stomped by the Patriots in the playoffs.
He did have a good game against Pittsburgh.
Oh, it was amazing. That 75-yard touchdown to Thomas to win the game. First play of overtime. I was freaking out.
That was one of the flukiest seasons ever, though, dude.
Tebow was turning me into a believer.
Yeah,
I'm not a religious man, but Tebow.
They were winning games 7-6. That Tebow run that'll never happen again ever. They won like 6-4 with a guy that couldn't throw a forward pass.
Sauce Garden. Yeah, we might have to make that guy a FNP if the sauce is already good enough.
Yeah, I love the sauce. I mean, that's cool.
Wow, we got ourselves a game. The Dadums with the touch.
Now, hopefully the Giants pick that guy from NC State. I'd like to see, I know they need offensive line. God. If you watched the Giants game in the last 10 years, you know they need offensive line.
Oh, yeah. A lot of teams do, though. You're lucky if you got a good line.
Well, you always kind of need offensive linemen because, A, some guys get hurt. B, when guys get off their rookie contract, they go for monster money, and teams are like, shit, we can't pay this guard $18 million a year and re-sign our weapon. It's tough to keep those guys intact.
Oh, yeah. So we got the Giants up right after the Jets, too. That's hilarious. No offense, and then the Panthers. Oh, and then the Giants got another pick again right after? Wow.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't fuck it up. We're almost at halftime, and then shortly after, you're going to have to come up with that next trivia question. No Google.
I think they'd be crazy not to take either the tackle from State or the one from Alabama right here. I mean, it's just to me, that's an obvious pick. If you're the Giants, you've got a young quarterback.
With Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love Jones, but I mean, give him a chance. You know, he's not.
Oh,
He's pretty.
is that Sauce? He does have some swag. He's got to hold the Sauce chain down. That's hilarious. You can tell these guys are getting paid in college now. Damn.
I mean, that's a nice suit.
Yeah, and the necklace is ridiculous. Kai, thanks for joining us, by the way. Appreciate it, man.
Are we in the third quarter yet? Are we ready for trivia?
No, we're not yet. This is halftime. I'm going to step aside for just a sec.
Okay.
Because this takes a sec anyway for this shit to go through. Oh, wow. Chargers leading in every stat category, but barely leading the game. So we still got a good second half coming up. Man, I might just throw the Broncos and Ravens game on for me to watch one of these days. That's the best matchup they've had so far. Be right back.
All right, so we'll talk a little bit. I'm a Panther fan, so we'll talk a little bit about the Panthers. Malik Willis is kind of who I'm hoping we pick, the quarterback from Liberty. I've heard a lot of people out there say he's not NFL ready. I disagree with that. I'm not the biggest college football fan in the world, but you know, I've watched games for 30 years. What I've seen historically, and I've seen Liberty play. They played NC State when I was in school there. FCS schools, 1AA schools, when I was a child, they have actually less conventional offenses. A lot of times they have more sophisticated passing offenses because they don't have the 5-star offensive linemen. They don't have the 6'5" wide receivers. So a lot of times they actually have more
you just
passing.
Talking to yourself?
Yeah, well, I'm just talking to whoever's listening. A lot of times they have more pass-oriented offenses, and on top of that, a guy like Malik Willis, he's a hell of an athlete if you haven't seen him.
Oh yeah, I've been watching the highlights.
The athletic quarterback have a built-in advantage because you can't just run blitz them. If you run blitz them, they can break outside the pocket. Or if you don't have a QB spy, they can. Oh, you got to have a QB spy, which means there's one less defender playing zone coverage. I mean, those guys are actually the athletic quarterbacks. They're the ones that come into the league and, let's see who the pick is here.
Cool.
Who's the hype man?
They said he was a lifelong Giants fan. Oh, man.
This guy's excited.
You're killing me, Rally. You're killing me. They said he's there from the Make-A-Wish Foundation rally.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God. Okay, Chaz.
It's Eckler again. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned.
This guy's hype.
Guys making sure they're in the right spot.
Yeah, let him make every pick. Nice. Defensive end from Oregon. Well, he's looking pretty flashy, too. All right, so, hey, go ahead and throw that next trivia question out. Next pick, defensive end from Oregon. Kayvon Thibodeau.
Have any of those guys ever panned out, those defensive ends from Oregon? They're always too small.
Yeah, I don't know. He does look kind of little for a defensive end.
Yeah, because the Pac-12
Don't
is
tell
like
him I said that.
it's a speed game. Those guys always get run over in the NFL. I don't like that pick. Okay.
All right,
Next,
trivia question number 3.
Next question. Don't Google it. I'm going to know if you Google it. We got the Chargers on the stream tonight. Who are the last 3 quarterbacks the San Diego Chargers drafted in the first round? Go.
No Google.
Yeah, throw one out there as soon as you got one of them. Maybe we'll split the prize or something. Just tell me, who are the last
you got to guess all of them.
Okay, fine. Who are the last 3 quarterbacks the Chargers drafted in the first round?
Last 3 quarterbacks Chargers drafted in the first round.
Got any guesses yet?
Ooh, Gret says Manning. Oh, hold on. Scat just wrote Rivers, Herbert. Nope. Gret says Manning and Herbert and Leaf. I think Gretz
That's right.
might have got it first.
Manning, Herbert, and Leaf is correct. I was hoping
Hold
people
on,
would
I
fall
gotta.
for
People
Rivers.
were throwing answers in multi because you said to do one at a time. They weren't doing it all
Yeah.
together. But I think Gretz got it first.
It was a tricky one because everyone knows Herbert probably, but they
The
drafted Manning and
The
traded
Manning
him for
is
Rivers.
The Manning is a little tricky.
And well, and
I
also
do like that these are quicker though, so we can pay attention to the draft.
they drafted Drew Brees, but he went in the second round. And Ryan Leaf, we messed up because somebody started mentioning Ryan Leaf earlier. Or people wouldn't have thought all the way back to him.
True. Manning, Herbert, Leaf. So he got that one right. Okay, just making sure.
Who won that one?
Gretz. Gretz got
Congrats.
that one.
was a pretty-
Congrats. Congrats.
Here's the thing about Malik Willis. I'll just say this. Think about the athletic quarterbacks who come in the league. Lamar Jackson, Cordell Stewart, Mike Vick, even Donovan McNabb, Cam Newton. None of those guys struggled in their first year. Cam Newton threw for 4,000 yards as a rookie. Athletic quarterbacks are the quickest to do well.
Yeah.
It's the guys like Peyton Manning,
RG3.
Tom Brady, the pocket passers. Those are the ones that take a couple of years to develop.
True. Right.
So I think Malik Willis, that's my take. He's going to come in the league, just blow up immediately, and everybody's going to be like, "Wow, man, we should have taken that guy 8th, or 5th or 6th."
Oh yeah, that happens every year. Every year. That's what's so fun about the draft. It'll be there'll always be some guy from the 3rd or 4th round. Now just wait till Javonte Williams is the number one running back in football next year. I was like, why didn't we take him in the 1st round when he got taken in, I think, the 2nd round last year?
Yeah, it's like running backs. I think, Ricky Williams went before Edgerrin James. Ricky Williams had all the hype.
I love
Edgerrin
Ricky
James,
Williams.
And Ricky Williams is a great running back, but
Yeah,
Edgerrin James
Oh yeah.
just smashed immediately, and everyone was like, "Oh, we're taking that guy."
There, I gotta make sure. I think I got all the winners written down for Jan. Almost forgot. Nice. 21-17 still. 3rd and 2. Ooh, single back. Was that single back or weak? Ooh, weak eye. But 1st down, don't matter.
Panthers are in pretty good shape right here. They've got a choice between the tackle from NC State or the tackle from Alabama, or they could take Malik Willis. I mean, none of the guys that went are guys that the Panthers were going to take. They were not going to take a defensive end.
I'd love to see you guys take Malik. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I think the tackle is the right move for us, but you're never going to be unhappy with a quarterback if you think it's good. You know?
I've never had to look at so many screens at the same time. I'm gonna need a neck massage this weekend. Eckler's having a nice game on the ground. 18 for 82. Quietly having a big game.
Eckler's a monster in DFS. I mean, gosh, at the start of last year before he got hurt,
Oh, I
getting
know.
10 catches for 92 yards, running for 60, scoring every week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wish I had drafted him. I think I took Zeke at like number 8. And like I think Taylor even hadn't gone yet. So I definitely could have, I could have had a much different team last year.
Is Dallas bringing both those running backs back? They still have both
I
of them?
believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, think they're
I mean,
stuck with both of them.
they paid Zeke, yeah, so. But Pollard's nice, so they definitely shouldn't get rid of him.
No, that guy's too fast.
Jolly said his buddy won the Walter Payton Award in the FCS. Ricky Santos, he was the QB for UNH. Oh, that's cool. UNH isn't far from here.
Nice.
I think it's like an hour drive or something like that. Maybe a little more. I haven't even really noticed who's been getting any catches. I know we got Did Adams and Bearded Allen. I think they're both in the challenge this week, but we'll have to see what happens here. Maybe Did Adams will catch and we'll see what his stats are.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again, so it's not
Uh-oh, safety.
I feel like these quarterbacks lack some serious awareness. They hang on to the ball way too long.
Yeah. I guess if he threw it there, it would have been a safety anyway for like intentional grounding. But yeah.
But like last week, Khalil Mack was just teeing off on.
Yeah, he's got his own reel on Instagram now that got like 5,000 views.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I guess reels are where it's at. Like a lot of people see him, but yeah, we posted his 6 sacks and we put return of the Mac behind it, and like 5,000 people saw it, and it got like 90 likes.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like, wow, all right, guess we'll do more reels.
Yeah, I mean, apparently that's where it's at.
Yeah. Yeah, Teague was the one who told me about that. He's been helping manage the YouTube channel, and now he's helping with the Instagram too. Seems to know his shit. Chip Kelly was his coach. Nice.
Who do you think he's texting right now?
Oh, I missed it. It's hot. God, it's so hard to watch all the screens.
I don't want Kenny Pickett. I don't know a lot about him, but I just don't. ACC quarterbacks tend to do pretty well.
Where did he go? They were just talking about him, I feel, before the draft started.
Heard.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yep.
don't-
Yeah. I remember.
I don't even
Uh-oh,
count
here we
that.
go. Here we go.
I'll take either one of the tackles or Malik Willis.
Oh, NC State. There you go. You got the Inquani. Nice. That's who you wanted, right?
I'll take that all day. Yeah, this guy's a monster. I don't. If they show his highlight reel,
Oh,
why aren't they
yeah.
showing highlights?
That's true too.
Look at this guy. He kind of
Yeah,
did like
he's scary as hell.
he wasn't a big name, and then last year he just monstered people.
Yeah, no thanks.
I mean, look at that guy. He is huge.
Yeah. That's a defensive end right there.
Very, very athletic.
Oh,
a
he's
little
a
bit more of
tackle.
a run blocker, from what I've heard. Than
Oh, he's an
that-
offensive tackle. They say offensive tackle? I thought he was defense. Oh, he's offensive.
Yeah, no, he's an offensive tackle.
He's a fucking. Look how big he is. Holy.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my
Look at these
god.
highlights. Look at these highlights.
Oh yeah. He just bulldozed that guy. That was awesome. Usually don't get too excited about offensive tackle highlights.
I mean, that guy's a monster, dude. He's not gonna bust.
Oh god, he's about to lay someone. Yep. Sit down. That's awesome. Yeah, that's a nice pick.
At number 6,
Dude.
yeah.
Scat said, "Dude has a sick suit. That lapel is sweet." Honestly, though,
Look at what he's doing to guys. He's a bowling.
I wish you'd do that to Goodell. Push him off the podium right there.
I just don't think you can go wrong with that guy. I mean, look what he just did 20 yards downfield. You know, he just chucked the guy.
Yeah. Made him look like his little brother.
Well, especially at number 6. I mean, if you take that guy like 1 or 2, it's like, he's a tackle. But he's at 6, you're like, all right, if we get a Pro Bowl tackle, you know, and we're paying him like $5 million a year for the next 5 years, that's a huge advantage.
Oh yeah.
That just-
yeah. We were just
that's-
talking
that's
about how
taking-
you need a line, so that's huge. And with McCaffrey, like, yeah, you need that.
Well, the thing about the draft these days is you can't just look at best player available. You have to think about how is it going to impact your salary cap, because the salaries are so low for the first round picks. It's like if you take a linebacker, well, you can get a good linebacker for $6 million. He's not really saving you any money. Whereas a tackle, I mean, even a chump offensive tackle on the free agency will cost you $10 million. Even like a washed up Matt Khalil is $10 million. You know?
Nothing's cheap these days.
No,
There's-
offensive tackles are.
They're
It's
saying
the guy
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say they're saying Adams is having a nice game for the Dadams holders. But yeah, Vegas snuck in and took the lead here in our sim. Jan also said the lapel was a reference to the Nigerian flag. I thought I recognized that. The colors.
I thought it was Cameroonian.
No, nope. Mr. Glass. Oh, yeah. No, I like at least 2 weeks in a row. I remember Dad Adams bringing home a little bit of ETH. But I know I had
That
like
guy.
a 3 or 4 week stretch where I have quite a few. So, but I got lucky. I remember having a month where every week I was winning challenges. It was nice.
Did the Packers ever get a receiver to replace him? I mean, what are they going to
They
do
got
next
Sammy
year?
Watkins.
Ugh.
Yeah, Sammy Watkins. There was rumors about Darren Waller, but I think that's all it was. It was rumors.
Ugh.
Yeah, Sammy Watkins.
I thought he was going to be really good coming
Maybe
out of
they'll
college.
draft somebody.
They're going to have to because they've got that one dude.
Another Giants pick.
What's the guy? He's good at getting downfield, but he can't.
Oh, Valdez Scantling.
No.
Oh no, he left. He's gone. Lazard.
Lazard, yeah. Lazard is, kind of an interesting number 3 guy, but you can't play him as a 1
He's
or
like
2.
their number. Yeah, I was just gonna say he was their number 1 until they got Watkins. And I think on Madden, Lazard is actually ranked higher than Watkins, so he's still technically their number 1.
Oh, it's got to be. I mean, Watkins is
Kai,
pretty
you
much
missed it. It was a quick one. Rally's asking like real trivia questions, and we got some pretty solid football fans in here, so it went quick. We're trying to give people an opportunity to keep an eye on the draft as much as they can. Speaking of, we got another pick coming in. Evan Neal, the tackle from Alabama. So those were the 2 picks I think you were talking about, Rally.
Yeah.
They're both
Yeah,
off the board now.
I don't think you can ever go wrong with a tackle out of Alabama. I mean, he might not be a Pro Bowler, but he's not going to bust.
Yeah. No.
If
no.
you stood out in the SEC as an offensive lineman, you're not going to bust.
They have so many players get drafted early in the NFL, and a lot of them turn out really well. That's where Henry went, right? Alabama.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
The thing is,
I can just picture him with the jersey on, with his cornrows hanging out the end.
If you're an
Maybe it's
offensive
Jan's
lineman
FNP.
in the SEC, you've already competed against guys who have NFL bodies, week in and week out. So if you stood out, I mean, this dude's big, man. See, he doesn't look nearly as athletic or as quick as that guy from NC State, though. That's why I like the NC State guy more.
Yep. Oh yeah, this guy's just more gritty.
He's just big. I mean,
in the trenches.
But he's not out there 20 yards downfield the way NC State's guy is.
Yeah, probably 2 totally different types of offenses. Like I was saying with McCaffrey, you need someone who can fucking get out there. You need someone to block for him so he stops getting hurt. But he's fast. What do we got in the chat? The rookie last year should get some reps. Giants went SEC tackles with their last 2 first-rounders. Neal is the one to get. He is a freak. Amari Rogers, yep.
Fourth quarter trivia question. We ready?
Oh, shit. Yeah, go for it. You guys ready? I'm ready. Fire, shoot.
Okay. The question I sent. Okay. Let me look at the question I sent you just so I phrase this correctly because I don't want to mess it up. Where did I send it to you? On Discord?
Yeah,
I did
I'm looking at it on Discord right now.
All right, just go ahead and read it because you got it word for word.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Now you got me.
Oh.
Yeah, you go ahead. I just want you to phrase. I don't know if you want them to name the players.
No. Here
Or
we
just
go.
the-
I'll
Yeah.
Shotgun snap for Herbert. Jackson's got it over the middle. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They do get 7 out of that, but not
Okay,
enough to
which
recover fourth down.
franchise has featured 3 of the all-time leading wide receivers in touchdown receptions?
Ooh. Name the team. No Google.
So on comes the kicker, Dustin Hopkins.
We get the
Which
Falcons.
franchise featured 3 of the all-time leading wide receivers in touchdown receptions?
Keep an eye out. We got Falcons on the clock. A little bit of a lag here, so a little delay. So gonna be a second before we start rifling off answers here.
He was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect. Yeah, he had a pretty good season.
Stan says Colts. Sorry. Ah, geez. BP3 shows up to the friggin' stream late. Gets the answer real quick. BP3. Good answer, BP3. Winner.
Can you name them?
Yeah, can you now you don't have to. That's not the question, but can you tell us which 3?
Time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ballgame.
BP3 came in and sniped it, Scat. Sorry.
I knew someone was going to think Colts because of Harrison and Reggie Wayne. I knew somebody was going
Sure.
to think that, but that was the trick answer.
Yeah. And it's Loyalty Thursdays too, BP3, so nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. That's what you get for showing up, you know?
So did he ever name the receivers?
Not yet, but like I said, we got a little bit of a delay. Oh, he said Rice, Moss, and ...
Those are correct.
First 2 are correct. I feel like he
Mr.
knows.
Raidah.
I feel like he knows the other one. Oh, and then Jan came in and stole his thunder. Jan got it. Rice, Tim Brown, and Randy Moss.
That's right. It's a good question because most people don't think of Jerry Rice as a Raider. He only played, 2 seasons there, maybe 3? He's a 49er,
True.
and everyone... Tim Brown, obviously a Raider. I think he
I
played
mean,
his
Moss,
entire...
you do think about it, but also Vikings, Patriots.
Yeah.
So not everybody thinks Moss, but Raiders. So.
No,
Oh, we
definitely
got
not.
a pick.
That's-
We got a pick in. Drake London, wide receiver from USC. All right. Is that first wide receiver off the board?
Yep.
6'5". Ooh. It's a big target.
I don't know much about the guy. I know they need a receiver. I'd like to see his highlights. I knew the Panthers weren't drafting a receiver, so I didn't really watch.
Kai, that's a good call. Kai says we need a Calvin Megatron Johnson FNP. I feel like that one would be highly sought after. A Megatron FNP. We've got a Legatron, so we probably
We need
a
Jan to
Megatron.
do me a favor and not make him look anything like Barry Sanders. We got to keep my Barry Sanders pristine and rare.
Yeah, right. But he can
It's
have
a
a
very-
totally different uniform or something.
Well, and Calvin is much taller.
Yeah.
So make
Yeah,
very-
you can have
very
like part of
tall.
his head off the screen or something, like his forehead.
Got really big hands. Maybe he could be holding his hands up. Just anything that makes him not look like my Barry Sanders. Don't dilute my Barry Sanders.
Very
Carry
give him abnormally large hands.
Yeah. Gloves.
Give him gloves. Right, not Barry on his jersey.
Yeah.
We got a really close game here, but it doesn't look like overtime. 2-point difference.
Why are they showing highlights of Vincent Jack? I mean, I get it. That's his comparison, but I don't want to see highlights of a guy that died in a hotel room last year. I want to see highlights of the guy that just got drafted.
Oh man, yeah, that isn't a strange comparison. Oh, fumble. We got a fumble. Raidah guys.
Oh wow.
Another chance for Didatum owners.
Vincent Jackson again. Why are we showing so many highlights of Vincent Jackson? I mean,
What
that's
about
crazy.
this guy? Yeah, show us this guy.
Yeah.
6th pick overall, and yeah, what the hell?
Imagine if I was like, "Hey, this girl at the bar reminds me of my ex-girlfriend."
Ooh,
And I started
half-transformer.
like all the pictures of my ex-girlfriend. That's what they're doing right now.
Yeah, right. I like that. Kai says half Transformer Punk. That would definitely differentiate, but then I feel like he'd be like the most valuable punk. That'd be too sick.
That would be sick. though, for his
Transformer
wonderful-
Punk. half
Ooh,
mega.
that's
Oh my.
trans. Yeah,
Maybe a
that's actually.
101 or something. Like that would be
Ooh.
sick. Oh, another pick. But yeah,
Would
now
now would
now
you
I want it.
prefer the would you prefer the Megatron head on a lion's body, or would you rather have the Transformer body
On a
on a
lion,
Megatron
like
head?
an actual lion.
Well, well, but I mean, like the lion's uniform
No,
with a
I know.
Megatron head, or like have a Transformer body with a Detroit Lions helmet on it. Either one of them is going to be sick, right?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'd like to see them both.
Determined out on the sideline, but bottom line, you could see that he thought he'd be in a different spot. Except that
That Raiders one went pretty quick. I want to know who got that and how did he know it? Like, did he guess? Did he just?
BP3.
What made you think of the answer so quickly? That was pretty quick. I knew someone was
It
going to say
was.
Colts. I knew someone would say Colts. It's funny too. He didn't say Tim Brown's the one he had trouble getting because he's like Mr. Raider. He's the all-time
Right?
leading
Well,
receiver for the
it's.
Raiders.
I think he got it. I think he was typing it. I don't know, typing it, and then Jan just came. Like he did Rice Moss and ... and then said Brown, but like right before it, Jan said the three. So I
But
don't
Tim
know.
Brown's kind of one of those forgotten guys because he wasn't like flashy or sexy. He played in an era where it was mostly running. He was just like a very consistent 1,000-yard receiver for like a decade straight. He was
Yeah,
never like the guy. He was never Randy Moss. He was never, Cooper Cup or what, he was just very, very steady, consistent.
very true. Jan says, haha, 1 of 1 special edition. I mean, I think they might have to now. Even if you don't release it, you might have to show us what that would look like.
defensively is I think it's a reminder of myself because you just can't sell out to stuff.
Yep, we still got a close game. We're getting close to the end here. Who's next up? Seahawks. Think they'll take Malik? Why wouldn't they, right?
I think they've got a chance. Who did they end up with? That guy from Denver. What's his name?
Oh, Drew Lock? Give me a break. Guys, chips.
Yeah,
They don't take it. No. Drew Lock's not the answer, my friend. I'm sorry. Especially with the way they've been like fire selling their whole team. Oh, geez, that should have been a pick right there, too. BP3 said Brown was the easy one. Ask Rally how much he loved that Panthers pick.
I'm pretty excited. I mean, I was a huge Wolfpack fan, and I honestly think that was the right pick. We needed a tackle, and that guy looks like a monster. I mean,
I think you're right. Jeez. The guy looked mean and fast. It's crazy how these big boys are so fast these days.
I don't think either one of those guys is going to bust. I think the Alabama guy is going to play for a decade. He's going to be fine, but I don't think he's a Pro Bowler. Whereas I think that guy from NC State is he's potentially a game changer. Because with that one particular play where you see them reverse field and he gets 20 yards downfield and just knocks the linebacker backwards 5 yards, that's what springs McCaffrey for the 35-yard touchdown.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, you said he grew up in Charlotte. Nice. Jolly, very good points. We still have some great legends not minted yet. Emmitt Smith, Randall Cunningham, Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, so many more. Yeah, I can think of so many Broncos. Don't get me started.
Oh, yeah. Well, even like Steve Smith.
Tim Tebow.
Steve Smith, not a guy that I really...
Heisman Tebow. I would take a Jake the Snake Plummer.
That mustache, he's got to have a stash.
I mean, Ashley Lilly has a custom. I would buy just a regular Ashley Lilly. Ooh, sacked. That's a big play. Bosa.
Hey, Jay, I tell you what, man, there's a book out there you got to read if you haven't read it already. I cannot remember the guy's name. He was he played tight end for like 2 years for the Broncos and receiver for 1 year. He wrote a book about his time in the NFL from like 10 years ago.
Huh.
You know what I'm talking about?
No. I might know the player you're talking about, but I don't know the book.
You can buy this book for like $5 and read it online or something. It's must read. Any
All
NFL
right.
fan out there. He basically just gives the whole lowdown on how it, like week to week, this week I'm on the practice squad, this week I'm doing rehab, this week I got called up an hour before the game, so I made an extra $6,000. You know, it's a really good book. I can't remember exactly what it's called. He
Damn.
talks a little bit about the depression he got from the concussions, the drug problems he had from all the pain pills. I mean, it's just the guy's an excellent writer. One of the best books I've ever read.
Oh,
And I
that's really
cannot
cool.
think of the name, but I'll find it.
We'll look it up after the stream, and we can even share it in the chat for anyone who wants to check it out. I wonder if there's like a documentary. It's more up my alley. I don't read much these days. I don't have time
Well, and
for it.
it's not a really long book. It's probably 200 pages. You know, you can
Oh,
read
yeah,
this
I could
whole
crank
thing.
that out in like 2 days if I really wanted to.
Absolutely. I mean, I think I did read it in 2 days, maybe even one day.
Nice. Oh, we got Seahawks pick. I would love for them to pick Malik and just do something crazy. Do it.
Oh, there's a lot of books.
Charles
Rocket.
Cross. Offensive tackle. People are working on their offensive lines tonight.
Yeah, there were
Protect
a lot
their
of
quarterbacks. Smart. Smart.
What teams are here? It is Slow Getting Up by Nate Jackson. If you're a big NFL fan and
Nate
you
Jackson.
know how to
I
read,
remember that name.
if you know how to read, it's $4.20 right now on thriftbooks.com. I mean, you can
You got me. I'm sold. $4.20.
read read this book. It's excellent. It's one of the best books I've ever read about sports. It's totally worth it. Often the reason you're seeing so many offensive tackles is teams realize if you can't protect the passer or vice versa, the defensive end, if you can't get to the quarterback, you're going to lose in today's NFL.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. The Cowboys for many, many years it seemed like it didn't matter who was in their backfield. Like they could just blow up. But they're not quite the same anymore. Broncos were like that for a while too. Remember we had some of the best offensive lines I can remember.
You had a dirty offensive line.
Oh, it's still nice now, but yeah, I mean, just for years and years, we've always, I don't know how we do it.
Yeah, you guys were notorious for like all the cut blocking in the late '90s. Everybody hated playing against you guys.
Hey, that's how you win soups, baby. That's how you create fans, little 6-year-old fans like myself. Nice.
Oh man, so I was looking that book up and I lost our stream. What's going on in this game? I'm trying to find it right now.
That's a good point, Jan. Jan says they finally pick an O-liner when they traded Russ. That's all right. He came to a team where we try to protect quarterbacks. Ooh,
Yeah, O-line.
Yeah. They just took someone from Mississippi State, I think she said.
Seattle's O-line's been trash for years.
Yeah, exactly. And then they get rid of their franchise quarterback, and now they draft a line. Interesting. Wow, getting close. Yeah, it's looking like Chargers here. They get a first down, it's over. There it is. I like that new script, as Jan would say, where they reach out for the first down. There is some field awareness, but only when they're going for like touchdowns and first downs. Looks like we're going to get 3 kneels and game over. Chargers squeak by with the victory. It's just starting to get fun, and now it's over. What the heck? Jets with another pick coming up. How do these guys have so many picks every year and suck?
Makes no sense. They're just
It really doesn't.
The Jets too. At one point, because a lot of people don't know this, but in the NFL, you can actually roll your salary cap space. Not like there's a limit, but let's say you have $20 million worth of space. Next, you could, if you don't use it, you could take that $20 million into the next year. So instead of having $30 million, now you have $50 million. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the Jets did that, like after the lockout or something. It was a couple of years ago. They had like $50 million in space, and they sucked. So they had top picks at the beginning of every round, and they never did anything with any of it. They picked a bunch of shitty guys. They didn't re-sign their good players. I mean, it's like you guys didn't even build a 7-9 team out of that. How is that even possible?
Yeah, I don't know. Blows my mind. And the teams that are just like, yeah, in it
Or
every
you do
year.
something
They're at
like
the
they did,
bottom of
like
the
when
draft every year.
they trade away Darnold and they get what's that guy from BYU that's just trash. Like, why did you do that? You know, if you're gonna, I mean, what were you? That guy was trash from B. Everyone said he was trash from BYU. Nobody wanted that guy.
Riley's not happy about it. I got so these are the receiving stats for the night. It's too
Oh
bad
yeah.
nobody's oh, hey, baller owners in the heezy. Did we forget about tight ends?
No, it's included.
No, I know. I just don't know if anyone was paying attention that Dare
Is it
baller owners, he had 10
is
catches
it
tonight.
yards or the
I
receptions?
think he said catches.
Oh, 10's a lot.
Oh, yeah, and I'm already on top of it, bro. Come on.
I mean, 77 yards would not hold up, but 10 catches could.
No, it's for catches.
Oh, okay. And if they tie for
Jan,
catches or
Jan, you
yards,
said tight ends as well, right, brother? You said Allen and Adams have 4, but Waller has got 10. So, anywho. Oh, Garrett Wilson from Ohio State just got drafted, wide receiver. Oh, I like his suit too. Flashy. Yeah, there you go, Jan. Jan saw it. BP3 likes it. Let's go. Baller. Nice. Yes, no, thank you, Jan. Go to bed. What are you doing up still?
there it is. Zach Wilson, 59 passer rating. I mean, what is that?
Woof.
The Jets added C.J. Uzama. I mean, what are they going to do with him?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
that's
smash.
the guy you add when you're trying to win a Super Bowl, not when you're rebuilding. You don't add a 26-year-old tight end that's. I mean, that doesn't make sense.
It will make no sense. Yes, Jolly. Anyone who's still in here, smack that like. Jesus Christ, I can't speak tonight. Smash the like button. I think I got it. Oh, yeah, we're good. Smashed.
If you don't hit the like button, you don't get your ETH, even if you answered the trivia question
I
correctly.
don't think I can check who's liked it, unfortunately. Well, thank you for joining us, Rally. Thursdays are always the most fun.
Yeah, man, good time. We got to watch the first 10 picks of the draft.
I was wondering
I
how
hope
many we'd get through.
Panthers don't have a lot of draft capital. I'd still love to see him take Malik. I think that guy's going to be really good somewhere.
Do you guys have
I'm
another
excited.
first pick or first round pick?
No, in fact, we gave up our second rounder to get Darnold, so we don't have a lot of capital. It'd be really tough for us to move up. Not impossible. I mean, we could give up next year's pick or something, but I don't like that suit. I'm sorry. That's terrible.
It was something.
If it was black and white, maybe, but it's gray and white.
Was it gray? From here, it kind of looked like purple.
Yeah, he kind of looks like an elephant. With like, I don't like it.
Come on, guy. Go change your clothes and then come back. Yeah, I hope he's got someone else out back. This guy, Mel Kiper.
I don't have a lot of respect for Mel.
Does he even know what he's talking about? Does he ever get any of these
Well, one
picks
of the
right?
things I read, and I totally believe it, I read this it's been a long time, 12 years ago or something, is that agents pay Mel Kiper money behind the scenes to promote certain guys leading up to the draft. And it makes sense because it's like if they give him 25 grand and he hypes the guy up, then the fan bases and the GMs and if the guy's higher on the draft board, he's just more likely to go a little bit earlier. And what is it for them to give him $25K to talk about a guy and hopefully make an extra $4 million because he gets drafted 10th instead of 18th,
Oh yeah.
I don't trust him. I think he's a sleazeball. And I've never really, I just don't really think he knows what he says. He watches all this film on the off season. Dude, does anyone really believe that? You think this guy sits around like in his house watching?
Wait, who are we
college-
talking about? Oh, Mel Kiper.
Kiper.
Yeah,
I
Mel
think
Kiper.
that's totally full of shit. I don't
Oh
think he
no,
knows.
I agree. From everything I've ever seen, it's like this guy, I don't know. They just like to get. It's like Stephen A. Smith. Like they just get on there and they get loud and they say stuff and they disagree with the other guy, and you got to have
Yeah.
somebody who's wrong, I guess.
I mean, does anyone? What are his credentials? Was he ever a college coach? Was he ever a scout? Like, what? Who
I
is the
saw
guy?
I
He's
saw a video of that the other day. It was like the Colts owner back in the day. He was like
yeah,
literally asking. Yeah, he was asking the same questions.
yeah. Who is this guy? I mean,
Yeah.
and if you look at his history of picks and who's better and all this stuff, does
Isn't he
he? I mean,
wrong all the time?
has he ever like had said anything super insightful that came up to be true? I mean,
Ooh.
everyone misses in the draft. I guess the draft, everyone's got some good calls, bad calls, but has anyone with 30 years of draft history, has anyone ever been like Mel Kiper is an expert? Here's why.
Only
I don't.
ESPN, and I don't get how they. I don't get how you get that label expert when it comes to sports.
He's just
More-
he's a self-proclaimed expert. That's what it is. He just named himself an expert.
It's like
Just
he
go
put
out
that
there
on
and-
his resume.
He knows
Expert.
guys' names and positions and where they went to college, and then he put some highlights up there, and he's like, "Look, see that guy just ran over that guy. He's good." And you're supposed to be like, "Yeah, man, this guy is wearing glasses. He's got to know what he's talking about."
Yeah, he's smart. Look at the way he wears his hair and his glasses.
Yeah, I mean,
He must be informed.
I think he's a total sleazeball, and
No,
I think
I
he's
agree.
totally full of shit. And I never. I mean, once I read this whole thing about how he solicits all the agents for money under the table to hype up their prospect, I was like, yeah, now that makes the most sense I've ever heard.
Yeah, they're all sleazeballs, dude. It seems like all of them, no matter what.
Well, you get 25K from 4 different agents. You're making $100,000 a year. If SportsCenter plays you another $50,000 a year to talk about the NFL, that's $150,000 a year. You don't have to do anything.
That
That's a
sounds
great
nice.
job.
Yeah, I want that
Better
job.
than waiting tables.
Once we start making 150K a year, Rally, from doing this. Once we have big enough prize pools, the people will come.
I mean, I would say I'm not in it for the money unless it's a fuck ton of money.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't sell. I hold on to it till it's worth a fuck ton of money.
Yeah, I do.
BP3
I just found
says
out about
you guys don't have a pick till the 4th.
my rent's going up 25% next year, 26%. And I was getting, I wasn't even upset about it because I knew it was coming. I mean, I'm in Nashville, for goodness sake. And then somebody sends me an article, says something about North Carolina rents going up average on 46% year over year or something. I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's.
Food doubled, gas doubled. We need FNP to double.
I was just gonna say, no wonder people can't buy NFTs right now.
Dude,
I mean, I would love to, but I just need crypto to pop. Or get,
Well, I think
send
once-
us another stimmy.
I think once we get Biden out of office, NFTs are going to be.
Oh my God, he's an idiot. Sorry. Are we allowed to say that?
Well, let's not get political, but I mean, he's.
I
clearly a
I
brain
saw I saw an interview with him today, and I was just like, what? Or not an interview, it was him like reading a statement or something. They tried to teach him a new word, and he forgot it. So he just kind of laughed it off after he said it wrong. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, well, he just requested like $30 billion, $37 billion for Ukraine. I'm like, you know how many FNPs you could buy for $37 billion?
All right, we're cut up. That's hilarious. All right, guys. On that note, we need to come up with 37. Wait, billion or million?
Thanks for hanging out with us. Hey, my promise to you is when this draft rolls through Nashville, we are going to throw a monster party at a rooftop bar. FNP, or you can't be on our level.
Yeah, so you really better. You got to hodl.
It's going to be great.
Yes, it is. Thanks for joining,
Y'all have a good
Riley.
evening, man. Hey,
Yes.
Good job on the trivia, fellas.
Yeah, no. Thanks for coming up with some good questions. They are quick though. When we want them to last a while, we can't do football questions because they kill it.
All right, have a good night, fellas.
Likewise,
Ladies,
man. Thanks for joining. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Love you guys.